Hi, this is Piyash, one of the co-founders of Monsha. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a teaching resource in Monsha and everything about it. So Monsha lets you create and differentiate and export different kinds of resources. For example, lesson plan, question, worksheet, presentation slide, images, rubrics, anything. And the journey is slightly different for different resources, but the high level journey is same. So for example, if I want to create a quiz or question, I hit on the questions tool here. You can see there are 3 steps to create these resources. The first one is assign to lesson. So optionally, this is optional. Optionally, I can assign any of my resources to any course or unit or a lesson. So this is optional again, but this is helpful and we highly recommend it so that all your resources are categorized and sorted under the course or unit or lesson, and also they get to keep aligned to the broader context of that particular course or unit or lesson. So for example, I can go ahead and choose my course chemistry first paper, unit atomic structure, and lesson atomic models. And then I can click next. And on the next page, this is all about uploading your source material or providing your references so that the resource is quite accurate or relevant to the way you want. For example, you can assign your topic or you can select any Monsha resource. For example, you are going to create a question, but you had previously created a, let's say, reading passage. So you want these questions to be based on that. So you can select from here. You can also provide any link from the internet, article, wiki page, research paper, anything. You can also submit your YouTube video. You can upload a file or PDF or even image, whatever, from your Google Drive or from your device. You can also put in any text block or excerpt just directly. And you can also select your curriculum expectations either by manually submitting the expectations or objectives, or you can select from the library of pre-built set of standards and curriculums in Monsha. And finally, you have this option, lesson objectives. So since this course is already assigned to a lesson in the previous step, you can optionally assign this resource to the lesson objectives as well. So if you click on next, the final step is about configuring your resource. And this step is different for different resources. For example, on this question page, I can choose what type of question I want in the assessment. For example, MCQ, fill in the blank, true, false, essay question. And then I get to select the number of questions I want for each type. For example, I want 10 MCQ, 4 fill in the blanks, maybe 3 true, false, and 3 essay questions. And then optionally, I can adapt this resource to any doc level, Lexel reading level, or Bloom's taxonomy. This is optional. And finally, I can optionally provide any additional instructions I want to provide. So this is optional, but this is highly recommended and powerful. So you can put in any preference or anything that is not covered in the earlier stages or in this stage. So finally, once you are happy with your requirement, you can click on generate and it will take a moment to generate the resource for you. So here you go. You have this atomic model assessment. This is a question. So this is the resource type and it is associated to this particular lesson. You can change it or reassign it from here. This is version 1. I'll come to this later. This is for grade 11 because the lesson and course was for grade 11. So if you hadn't assigned that lesson in the first step, on the last step, you had to provide your assign your grade level or language. So you didn't have to put this because they came from course or lesson. You can see MCQs, 10 MCQ, 4 fill in the blanks, 4 true false, and 3 essay questions, and separately the answer keys. So you can optionally toggle this on and off to hide and show the answer keys. And once you have this, you have the following options. You can, if you go back here, you can see if you click on edit, you have this editor where you can do some last moment changes before you export. You can save change or discard change. You can copy it in one click and the whole thing will be copied in your clipboard. You can differentiate this particular question or resource to any language, any grade level. You can adjust doc level or Lexile reading level or adapt to any other Bloom's taxonomy. So this is helpful to create different variant or different versions of the same resource. You can create another resource within this lesson, or you can create another resource based on this particular question. So for example, if you have this question, and now you want to create a presentation or you want to create a reading passage for it. So you can select this from here. And if this doesn't feel right, you have this option to put in your sub feedback, anything. Let's say you want to create 10 fill in the blanks instead of 4. So you can just type in add 6 more fill in the blanks, or you can say something like focus on that instead of this. So this is helpful. So you can just type in your feedback and then click on regenerate. It will create a different version of it. Currently you are in version 1, but as soon as you regenerate, it will be version 2. So this is the version I was referring to earlier. And finally, you can click on this share button. It will create a link that you can share with your colleagues or anyone. They won't have to sign in or log in to see that content. And finally, you can export this uh, either as a Google Doc, Google Form, Google Classroom, or download as a doc or PDF. So depending on the resource, you will see different export options. For example, for presentations, you will see PPTX or Google Slides. For images, you will see PNG or JPG. So this is kind of everything you can do in terms of creating, editing, exporting, expanding, or differentiating your resources within Monsha. So again, I haven't utilized all the options here. I have just shown you. So the more you utilize the configuration or setups, the better your resources or output will be.